finds out that the problem you identified to him at that time were these other ones. Is it because we are senior six?
If I may seek for clarification, how long has this gentleman been in the GAL? For how long have you been there? Yeah, just to generate my question. How long have you been there? Yeah, 3 years. You are not proper to answer this question. Because you see, Madam Chair, once you hear the statement, I noted that 51 no legacy cases submitted between 2009 and 2021 were only completed in 2024, reflecting a delay of 14, 16 years. We know what takes place in investigations by police and the conclusion of files in court and summoning them to the state. If anything dealing with the samples is in your hands, and we have seen a number of excuses. When you talk about sending messages, what you have concluded, that's about your 3 years. So you are not competent enough to respond to this query of 14, 16 years because you are not yet, you are still new in the entity, Madam Chair.
Honorable Chair, the auditor noted that we concluded cases which were submitted in 2009 in 2024, 2025. And of course, when he interfaced with me, I gave him the reasons at that time, because these cases have been coming in. Crime has not stopped to be commissioned, and the cases submitted to our facility have been coming in on a daily basis. And I have right report that on a weekly basis we get over 400, 500 cases submitted to our facility. I know definitely that these cases stayed for that long, and I explained to the auditor that at that time when they submitted, we did not have enough capacity, we did not have enough human resource, we do not have the budget, we do not have the equipment. Some of the equipment which we have also been accused is that they are obsolete equipment which we are still keeping, like one of the genetic analyzer. Now, it is only through Parliament that have enhanced our budgets that we have now weeding out obsolete equipment and buying the new equipment with the higher throughput. That's why we are now at it, the case backlog as it was, and the new cases we try to conclude. We regret that they stayed that long, but of course at that time when they were submitted, we did not have the resources, enough resources, enough manpower, and the equipment were not at higher throughput.
No, Madam Chair. Accounting officer should.
Now, our turnaround time is a 30-day turnaround time. We moved from 190 days. We moved to 160 days. We came to 120 days. Those reports are there. We came to 90 days. We came to 60 days. Right now, our turnaround time is 30 days. Because of the capacity which the government has put in our place, we have got the new equipment. The genetic analyzer, which is obsolete, which you see here, has got low throughput. The new genetic analyzers which you see here right now, we have got a higher throughput. That's why now we are at it. The case backlog and the new cases we resolve.
Honorable Samba.
Thank you very much, Chair. Now, on your last bit of your last submission.
Yes, Honorable.
That's what we want as Parliament. We want you to speak to us to say, I was at this number of cases.
Yes.
With the money that was given to me, to our entity, we are able to achieve A, B, C, D. Now, the auditor would have picked that. Unfortunately, with the 34 billion, he couldn't. What like the last statement, you saw all of us kept quiet. You've talked about the turnaround time that came from 90 or 140 days to 30 days. That's what we want. Okay? Now, the auditor wanted you to know, with the money you received, you had these machines. your target was to acquire which machines, because that should have been in your plan. And what achievements would have been part of that. But if you can't explain how you use the 22 billion, if you can't explain to the auditor, you can't explain how the 5 billion was used, you can't explain how your budgeting took 1.8 billion. If you can't explain that to the auditor, then it becomes a problem. Yet those, like what you've just said in the last bit, I almost withdrew my submission, because that's what we expect. We expect you to say, my backlog was standing at this level. Now our backlog has reduced to this. If you gave us 1 or 2, 3 years, we would have resolved that. And then Parliament will sit here and we say we are doing some work for the people of Uganda.
Honorable Chair, Honorable Nsamba is now talking to me, and I have to say that we started our case backlog at 5,000. 5,000. Right now we are. We have got the figures from 2020. Yes, 2016, 2017.
Like that.
We had 5,000 cases in our facility. We have been at it going down. Now, the setback which we had was during the COVID. We had a COVID effect. We could not bring in experts to come and assist us with is maintaining our equipment. We could not have. Yes, these are cases. These are the cases. Now, the effects of COVID set us back. Crime continued to continue.
Now.
Yes. Yes.
Now, as
so that we stand up, as you see, even the only the accounting officer had actually explained those scenarios.
Isaac,
as
he goes on to explain, we must appreciate that there is a problem. If you went to query 3.73, failure to conclude archived forensic cases, accounting officer, can we go on those ones? By close of the audit, September, 29 forensic cases recorded by the Food and Drug Laboratory between 2008 to 2018 relating to suspected narcotics, counterfeit products. All these ones, soil tests and these others, all these were still pending. So that's why I tell you, accept there is a problem. We shall see how to improve, but all these are pending. From 2008, people brought food to be tested. I don't know whether you still have it or people ate it or the rats took it. No one can tell for all those years. 2008. 28, some people here, who is the Choma had just started work by 2008. So, sir, and what is challenging, you are telling us, with technology, we seem to be doing things better, eh?
Yeah.
But when you also go on your report on how you are faring on use of technology in solving your problems, you are still doing very badly. The author brings it out clearly in regard to use of technology appliances in your area.
Yeah.
So it is one of the areas where you still have challenges. So I don't know how you are going to be helped.
Honorable Chair, yes, I acknowledge that we still have challenges. And of course, our main task is to make sure that we provide forensic evidence, to make sure that we analyze the cases submitted to us. But what I can state here is that through Parliament and government has given us the capacity in terms of acquiring new equipment which have got a higher capacity for us to resolve this. And we are doing it. And some of the cases which they even bring are cases which we may not even have the capacity there and then. For instance, if they bring there are cases of hydrocarbon or contaminated fuel, and we need an equipment. We had to buy that equipment, Raman equipment, for us to analyze the fuels, for us to conclude. But those were cases which were still in. The issue of the soil samples, we had an equipment, AS, which had a higher limit of detection. Now, recently, government gave us money to acquire an ICP-MS, which has got a lower concentration level of detection and which is giving us now a higher throughput and giving us good results. So we feel that we are at the task. We feel we are moving in the right direction, looking at where we began from, in terms of the cases we had in case backlog, in terms of the turnaround time, in terms of the recruitment. We had only about 45 at that time. Right now we have 86 people. We are now trying to move. And all these successes you see right now is because of what government has put in place, and for us now to continue improving our facility. We might not be there yet, but we are on the tangent.
We get your explanation, but I will also refer you to page 49 that refers to the review of your efficacy in regard to case management systems. These indicate your failures to digitalize the finalized case records. Those are the issues of IT we are talking about. Yeah. Because this would be a solution to all these challenges. But we still have many challenges when it comes to applying the IT in management of your, in management of your cases. Underutilization of the laboratory information management system. All these are still challenges. Lack of integration among the girls' ICT systems and the key justice sector database. All these are still very big challenges. As you also speak to the reason as to why you went to Mbarara and constructed regional offices without having a title. So don't you intend to donate that building?
Honorable Chair, we on the issue of
that is page 61.
On the issue of which you have right that the failure to digitalize the finalized case records, we have started that because of course those were cases which were already concluded, and we are now digitalizing them to make sure that at least they have been put into the system, and we have started on that process, Madam Chair. On the laboratory information management system, integration of our systems with other sector agencies, yes, we are at it, and it was one of the resolutions from the Ministry of Internal Affairs, where we have had police, prisons, NIRA, DCIC, where we are now going to collaborate to have a system which is talking to each other. When we conclude, at least now the other sister agency knows that we have already concluded that case. Now police can now pick some of these through our laboratory, accessing our laboratory information management system. Now on the issue of constructing the analytical laboratory on non-titled land, government at that time convinced the local governments to donate land, because that was a project and it was under JLS and the law, justice law and the order sector. And at that time there were a number of regional labs which were constructed. We have got one in Mbale, we have got one in Gulu, we have got one in Mbarara, and one in Moroto. I can reliably inform this committee that we have tried our best, because it is now an issue of the ministry. They put a mandate that each and every agency under the Ministry of Internal Affairs must acquire the land titles of where they are occupying. We started with the headquarters. We did not have the land title for where the headquarters is. But as I speak now, we have got the land title. We did not have the land title for Mbale, because the local government of Mbale gave us the land, but they did not give us the land title. We processed the land title and we have gotten it. We did not have the land title of Guru, we processed, yet there was already a building. We went ahead, processed the land title, and we acquired it. On the issues of Mbarara, we have already started they opened the boundaries. We have got the surveyors report. We have written letters to the local government of Mbarara to make sure that at least now we can submit, we can have title. But even that land belongs to the local government. So we have already started the process of acquiring it.
You'll have to submit that evidence. Eh?
Yes, I have evidence of how we have started acquiring the land title of Mbarara.
Yes.
My problem with the accounting officer is continuing to legalize legalities in his entity. Giving us all those areas you have developed without land titles, the weakness goes on you. Because this is an application between government and government entity. Once local government gives you a land, it is not by virtue of oral statement. It is written, and they carve off land, they demarcate the land they are giving you. And hence, you have to go to Uganda Land Commission to get this land. But for you, you take it as if it is normal and giving us more other areas where you have not taken, you've got land titles, but you are moving. The best approach for an accounting officer is convincing this committee that this area we are moving forward to correct it, and we have so far written to achieve, because at one time we are going to be out of office and the other people are going to come and claim that land. You see, land is not like a purchasing of tomatoes or what in a market. You can read some more specific cases related to land transaction. Once you don't have title, that land is almost not yours, because you are having it equitably, not legally. So why don't you tell this committee, as the chair said, that so far this is what we have done to achieve? What are you going to hand over as you leave office? You have untitled land. Once it is a query here, they know where your weakness is.
Okay, Honorable somebody had something to say? Because we are looking out to concluding on this. DIGAL has issues, but I also want to interest you, sir, page 37. On inadequate technical capacity in specialized forensic discipline. Page 37, and other general laboratory observations. There is inadequate technical capacity in specialized forensic disciplines. The auditor noted the following: in the line of firearm and ballistics, in the line of age analysis. Others, someone is going to read, all somebody will read, but for me I picked interest in age analysis. Management highlighted a notable increase in age determination cases. People come to your place to determine other people's age, and you lack capacity to give them adequate reports on some of these matters, and even emerging forensic fatalities. What is this? So can you speak to some of these inadequate capacities in some of these areas, especially age? Men are suffering with women who don't want to declare, and when they come to you, you can't tell them the fact. What happens?
Thank you, Chair. I wanted to respond, Honorable Sewungu. I think he has rightly put it to us that I should highlight the efforts of how far have I gone.
Yeah, we concluded that. We said submit evidence from Mbarara.
I'm going to submit that. Honorable Chair, on the issues of inadequate technical capacities, on age, which you have started with, yes, we came to Parliament and we requested that they provide a budget for us to acquire an equipment to assist us in performing this forensic analysis. There are increasing number of cases, especially during, I think, updating data with NIRA, and they have been referring to us these cases to ascertain. Now, because we don't have the specialized equipment, we use the question document division, where they look at your birth certificate, your school academic documents, your school records, your baptism records, and we do the analysis, and then we provide it. Yes, indeed, this person was born today with this and this. It is scientific because we employ. We look at the age of the ink on your baptism. We look at the age of your document, and we ascertain. We look at your records which you have submitted.
Even physical appearance.
Even of course physical appearance, but we don't use that. we use other methods of analysis to ascertain, and we advise Miller that yes, these documents which this applicant has tendered in your facility, they are genuine, and it talks to the age of this person. However, there are these cases, petrochemical and hydrocarbon analysis. We did not have the capacity in this area because this is testing adulterated. I think even Parliament engaged us in going around the petrol stations and picking this fuel. I remember Parliament engaged us, the Committee of Trade. We moved around with the team from Parliament and the team from Uganda National Bureau of Standards, where we went around, and because there was a complaint that the fuels which they are selling is adulterated. So this is the capacity which of course the auditor noted that we got this request, but we struggled with this until we got to one small machine which we are using, but we lack the equipment. But of course also the technical capacity in terms of training. You know, training these people is very expensive. Our man of training is one of the things which they cut in terms of budget. The firearms and ballistics. This is a new area. It's an old area, yes, but the science around it, we are having new things, explosives. We are having firearms. So there is a lot of science related with ballistics and tool marking, which we need to capacitate our people. And the one or two people we have right now, they had to go to a friendly country to train and come back.
Which country is that?
I'm not at liberty to.
Are we talking about age? You're talking about ballistics?
Ballistics, yes.
They is classified, it's okay.
Yes.
But Chair, on the issue, Chair, I wish they could be telling us how much this equipment for determining the age costs for the equipment. You should be able to.
Honorable Chair,
because we are going to the budgeting season, we are going to the budgeting.
It is when you look at the second last statement, we put forward to Committee of Parliament or to government that we need at least 2 billion. We have been putting this in our budgets, but it has remained unfunded. So then on the issue of emerging forensic fields, yes, science is evolving. That's why now we have been doing DNA using blood, using the saliva. But now, if only touch like this bottle, you need to do trace DNA. You need to make sure that somebody has touched this. Even here, where I've sat, I need to pick, and that's trace DNA. This is a new area where we need specialized equipment, specialized techniques, and skills. So we need our experts to be capacitated, and we need these new areas where for us as a National Referral Forensic Laboratory, they refer to us every case, whether you can do it or we cannot do it. So we must make sure that we do it.
If you cannot do it,
if we cannot do it, then definitely it is a case backlog, or we have to do something.
you improvise.
Yeah.
If you cannot do it, you do it.
Chair,
Now, honorable colleagues,
just on that one. Now, if they refer to you, if you cannot do it, yeah, you do it or you don't do it. I want to find out, do you have at any one single point in time when your samples become obsolete and they remain with you there?
the samples we try as much as possible. As I highlighted to you the book of handling of exhibits and submission and conservation of the exhibits. We try as much as possible to make sure that we keep our samples integrity. That's why that they don't decompose, they don't degenerate. DNA still stands. If they give us the blood sample, dried blood sample on gauze, on a swab, on a buccal swab, on filter paper, on whatever, we keep that in dry state. It will not degenerate. So we still recover. There are cases now where they are using DNA in the US. Cases of DNA have been used for against cases of criminal cases as old as 50 years. So definitely we make sure that we still it is in the range, but we completed those ones. And
yes, this about DNA. How many laboratories are now? Who is the regulator in this field? Because you're a player, are you the regulator at the same time?
Honorable Chair, the bill which is in Parliament talks to that. For us, it was one of the concerns that the stakeholders said GAL cannot be a player at the same time a regulator, and that has been chewed in this bill which is coming up. It will be chewed so long as you Parliament enact it. Yes. Yeah.
Honorable colleagues, it's some 2 minutes to 2, and I believe it is unhealthy for us to sit for this so many hours. We need to relax a bit as we go for lunch. Chief, I want to thank you for appearing today, though we remain with unfinished business. As you realize, we've had a lot from the GAL, and I think you needed to have a whole day. We did not foresee this. So colleagues, we've not handled the 34 billion. And that is the gist, that is where our work is. Now, the proposal is, do we give them 30 minutes after lunch? You handle this? Because we have Kampala, we have cases here, we have Minister of Kampala after this at 2. But remember, we are going to have 1 hour to 3 because it's 2, and we are going to have 1 hour of lunch.
Honorable Chair, my prayer is that you can give the head of planning to submit to this particular aspect. If
the time to submit was given to you and you submitted, so we need you to. This is the gist of the audit.
Yeah.
This is the gist of the audit. Honorable colleagues, allow, we are going to look through our schedule and we see how we can have them back specifically on this.
Okay.
And the matters where we were supposed to submit a few documents. The clerk will communicate because he has been taking notes. Honorable colleagues, I want to thank you for this fruitful interaction. I want to thank the GAL for always improvising. It is GAL now because it's now a department. Whichever it is, thank you for improvising. Science has never been easy, but we pray that things become better. Really, with this backlog, that matter of 14 to 18 years, that is pure unacceptable, and that's one of the areas where we are going to have a discussion with whoever is responsible to ensure that we see how people can be helped and timely. We have a canteen app. We can afford to give you lunch. But please, Max is going to take you to the canteen. You'll have lunch. We shall pay, don't worry. I know you don't have a vote for, you have a vote for welfare. All you came with money, but even if you have, we are going to give you lunch.
Madam Chair, you are in 1 minute. I have to say this, that we need to congratulate him for struggling in that department. I've been around for long. When he had his budget of 1.2 billion, at least that trajectory, he has moved since. We congratulate you.
Honorable Mudimi, before you leave, after congratulating him, how has the cost of DNA testing reduced when he was at 1.2 billion and when he's at 42 billion?
I want to thank you as we defer the discussion. We'll have Johnny Masters as we get back to Wandegea. Is it Wandegea?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Honorable colleagues,
thank you very much. Thank you for inviting us.
Honorable Chema, you are going to see them off. You move with them to the canteen.